All right, so this has to be the most excited that I've been for a phone in a really long time, because as much as I love foldables, the form factor was just not my thing. The things were being too tall with the Fold 7 stuff. But finally, Samsung made it wide. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the Z Fold 8 and what we get for nearly $2,000, which is gonna be the cons of a lot of these foldable phones, especially this one here. We have a USB-C cable in here, and that's all you're gonna get, possibly even a quick start guide in there, but nothing special. I wish it came with a case or something special in here for this price, but I got the black simple color here because all they had was this, a cream color, some online exclusive pistachio color, and then a lavender color. I wasn't really a fan of the colors. I wish we would have gotten some colorful colors, but here it is. It comes unfolded. Let's go ahead and remove the front. Let me get rid of this because it annoys me a little bit. So let's go ahead here and remove this front film protector, which is not that satisfying because it's more of like a plastic cardboard piece here. Put that right here, and you can take a look at this screen right there. Wow, it looks really nice. Right now you can't see like a crease at all. Of course, the more you use it over time, you're going to see it more often, but Samsung is using some new tech which should help it be less noticeable. Then we have the front screen right here, which actually I'm gonna go ahead and apply a screen protector right now since it's brand new. So now let's go ahead and fold it for the first time here. And I got the screen protector on Amazon. I'll have the link down below in the description if you want it for yourself as well. But let's go ahead and see if it applies properly. Is that even on there? No, that didn't work. Something happened. So that first screen protector wasn't sticky at all. It didn't stick on at all. So that sucks. So now second one, I'll still have the link in the description. That way you don't buy this one. Let's see again here. Press on this side now. I didn't do this the first time, but regardless, that screen protector wasn't sticky at all. So that's odd. Alrighty. All right, so this one's stuck on. We got some bubbles though. Not the worst. Hopefully these will go away. And it doesn't cover the full screen either, so it's not a perfect fit here on the screen protector, but I guess that also might allow for cases. Regardless, I'll just keep this on for now. Let's go ahead and boot this up for the first time. You can see that it's a really nice square shape here compared to the S26 Ultra. This thing did not come with battery. What? Okay, there we go. Now real quick, I do want to thank our sponsors for this video, TOPDON. They have their new TC002C Duo, which is a thermal camera the size of a keychain that plugs directly into your USB-C iPhone, iPad, or Android phone and instantly turns your phone into a full-blown thermal imager. The thing that's awesome about this really is just how small it is, and you can literally just throw it in your pocket and forget that it's there. You can also flip it both ways, so you can point out whatever is in front of you or spin around to shoot yourself in any direction without contorting your phone. Now the app is where it gets really fun because you basically have a real-time thermal view to snap photos, record video, and it's got a bunch of built-in measurement tools. Spot temperature, area averages, hot and cold point tracking, all right on top of the image, which is a 256 by 192 thermal resolution, upscaled to 512 by 384. And it has a range from -4 to over 1,000 degrees. It's an actual useful tool that you can use to diagnose a car engine, check insulation gaps in your walls, spot some pests hiding in a crawl space, running an HVAC to check for airflow leaks, or even just reading the thermals on your gaming laptop to figure out where it's actually cooking. Check out the link down below in the description. And thanks to TOPDON for sponsoring this video. You can see compared to the S26 Ultra right here, the size difference. So it's a lot shorter, but also a little bit more wide than the S26 Ultra. I wish it would have been as wide as the S26 Ultra. Not this extra width, but I get that for the aspect ratio for videos and everything. This looks basically like an MP3 player, and I really do like that. But you can see the size difference there. And then to an iPhone 16 Pro, let me move this out of the way, right here. This is to the normal model, not to the Max. It is much wider than a normal 16 Pro, but you can see it is still quite a bit shorter as well, which I really do like that short factor because you can kind of reach everything very easily. It is a little wide, and I wish the corners were not sharp and boxy, even though they look cool. But still, I'm a fan, and I bought this phone for myself, so I am looking forward to actually using this and trying it out. Now let me move all this from here. And real quick, I just wanted to see the cases. I bought a cheap case also on Amazon just to see how that looks. Because Samsung was charging like $100 for like their cases on their website. And I was like, okay, they look cool, but not for that price. So this phone does not come with MagSafe. like the iPhone, of course, nor the Google Pixel, which sucks. So you do need a case if you want MagSafe right here like this. Would have been nice if they included in there, but I get, you know, it's a super thin phone, so it makes sense that it doesn't have it. So here's a clear case with it. I don't like it at all. I'm probably gonna return this case. This is not the phone for a clear case, at least not in this black color in my opinion. But yeah, it does fit well. And with the screen protector, it is perfectly fitted with the screen protector, which is nice. Overall though, very nice form factor. And with a case, it doesn't add too much thickness. It feels fine. I don't like that you kind of can feel like the divots here from it protecting the screen when you have it holding like this. But nice to have a screen protector on this side because like your nails, your rings and stuff might hit it when you're holding it like this. But I'm going to try this device out, set it up and everything, and then I'll be back with my thoughts. All right, so I set this phone up and I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and I just kind of wanted to give my main first impressions here of what I actually think about the form factor and all that good stuff. So overall, it is a wide phone. It's going to be wider than basically any other phone right now in the market. And it does have these quite sharp corners that I am not a big fan of. It doesn't feel super comfortable to hold. It feels like a block, not necessarily in a bad way, kind of like an old MP3 of sorts. So it does have a very cool vibe to it, but just comfort-wise, those corners digging into the hands, not ideal. Not the biggest issue, but not ideal. I would have preferred it without that. The actual screen inside, I do actually love. Videos on this feel amazing. I think one of the biggest cons so far is that it doesn't have the magnet in the back for wireless charging or for MagSafe and all that, which is kind of a bummer because the new Pixel Fold does have that. That would have been nice to see here, even if it was at the cost of this being a little thicker. I actually would have really liked having that. The cameras themselves are pretty good overall. I really wouldn't complain. Definitely not flagship level, but good enough, and not really something I would actually take issue here with the phone. I actually have more issue with the other little things that I mentioned. Once it's open like this, though, I do love this square form factor. The rounded corners I think would have still been really cool here. One of the most annoying things though is that selfie camera always being present there. It just kind of feels awkward. It doesn't feel well integrated. When you're playing a lot of games or in a lot of apps, you kind of just see it there. It's kind of floating and it doesn't look the best. I wish it would have been in the corner like the Pixel, or if it was under the screen like we used to have a couple of years ago. But those are kind of the overall little quirks. Overall, it's a really expensive phone, but it really is fantastic. It is just beautiful. It is so nice to hold. I don't regret getting the black color. I think it just looks so fantastic. And overall design, the vibe of this phone, I'm just really, really digging it. I'm excited to check out the Pixel Fold because that one does have dust resistance, which this one does not. I do go to the gym a lot and rock climb, so might switch this one for that one depending if I like the form factor or not. But so far, honestly, really what a fantastic phone, and I'm looking forward to keep using it, see how it kind of holds up over the next year or so, and then compare it to the iPhone Fold. So thanks for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.